Can I do it? Can I do it?
No, you have to earn that shit. You have to earn that shit. You sit there.
Here, I'll do a good one. Look at
That was the weakest clap I've ever heard.
That wouldn't even kill a fly if you were trying to swat it.
Bro, the fly would hurt his hand with that clap.
All right, for real, let's do a real one.
All right, real clap. Let's see. We're leaving this in.
All right.
We're leaving this in the
We're leaving
episode.
this
This is how
in.
the episode starts, by the way.
The anticipation's killing me.
Ooh, that was a good one.
That was solid. I'd like to hate, but that was solid.
I know you like to hate.
I'd
You always
honestly-
hate. You always hate on.
That was a good connection
Honestly,
there. Yeah.
honestly,
Alright,
you
let's go
gotta hate on a little bro. Welcome to episode 4, everybody. I'm your host Chris Platte, Rap Cave Podcast with my guys.
What episode was it?
Episode 4.
Episode 4.
Episode 4.
You heard that.
Just totally disrupt my flow. See,
Yes,
this
I
is
did.
why we make fun of you. This is why we pick on you.
This is why we're hiring.
Yeah.
It's an
Yeah,
an
please.
unpaid internship.
We're taking
but
applications.
Please. Yeah. DM us
All right,
applications.
go ahead. I'll drink my water.
I got with me Amer, Adi, Chris. Not just me. I'm not talking third person. I'm not that egotistical. But Chris behind the mic.
Sup,
And
boys?
Josh all the way behind the mic sitting in darkness. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. Episode 4, boys. Look, let's talk about it. Last week, we had a big drop. We'll get to all the new music besides that because there was oh shit, you know what we didn't do? We did not play the Q single for Adi. Adi has no clue what that's about. That's okay. That's okay. We won't talk 25 minutes about ScHoolboy Q this episode.
Yeah,
But
we
We've
promise.
been talking about ScHoolboy Q every episode.
yeah, because he's one of the biggest artists that's
But-
announced so
Change
far.
I'll rebrand us to the
Hey,
Schoolboy
will he
Q
surprise
cave.
us though? Is the question. We'll see.
We'll
Again.
see. We'll see.
This is the schoolhouse right here.
Before all that, gentlemen, Kanye, Vultures, we did a reaction. We did. You may not see it because of YouTube's copyright bullshit, which I will be fighting. I will see you in court,
5
YouTube.
hours.
I will see you in court, YouTube. How many hours?
5
Let
hours.
the
Tell
record,
him.
let the record
Tell him
hold
again.
Wait,
that-
how many
that-
hours?
5 hours.
How many?
5.
That you
5
did what?
hours, ladies and
5.
gentlemen.
What were you doing for 5 hours?
5 hours.
5 like
what were
Josh.
you doing for 5
Editing
hours?
that son of a bitch.
And then they copyright.
And then they copyrighted it.
Damn.
Copyright strikes.
Hate to see it.
It'd be your own people.
I thought this was America.
Yeah.
Don't know where you're going with that one.
Yeah,
Let's not get
what's
political
that
here.
supposed to mean?
Let's not get political here. We're trying to monetize this shit. We're trying
5
to monetize
hours.
this shit. Republicans buy sneakers too, right?
How many?
All right.
Everyone needs shoes,
Vultures.
especially Adi.
Vulture.
What?
Keep it rolling. Vultures. How we feeling about this? We've had a week now.
Mm-hmm.
He's changed it 97 times. I'ma fix wolves it. We called it on the reaction video.
Yep.
He's just gonna tinker with it. I personally, I'll start it off like this. I haven't myself gone back to it other than one other time, which was yesterday, because off of the reaction, it was Kanye's worst album to me. It was so unfinished. It was just nothing but demos. Like, you could tell it's a demo because the song Back to Me, which is like one of the most popular, literally
And
Kanye's verse
And burn.
is him just saying the big, beautiful butt titty bitch.
Hey,
I
say
still,
it right,
I still
bro.
can't
Say
get
it
the flow right on that.
Beautiful big titty butt naked woman.
I don't think it's worth saying it right. And he does it
That's
for
the
like
best song on the album.
he does that for like
Because
2
of
minutes
Ty Dolla
straight.
Sign and Freddie Gibbs.
And yeah, that was the best verse Freddie Gibbs.
But he demos it the whole way through where he just loops that instead of
bro, the
where a
album
verse should
grew
go.
on me so hard. It's insane.
That's the craziest
Like,
take
there's a
we'll
bar
hear all
all day.
day.
Jesus is King is nothing close to this.
Well,
album.
I mean,
No, Jesus is King. Here's what Jesus is King was more finished than this album.
More finished,
100%.
But what
Yeah.
sounded actually
And
better?
Jesus is King. Absolutely.
to be fair, that
Absolutely.
Vultures-
either side of that is still just low hanging fruit. I feel.
Name
but
one song better than Follow God on this album.
Name one song
That's a good
better
point.
One.
Then Follow God.
And be careful. If it's taking you this long, you clearly don't have an answer.
Exactly.
Next topic.
Okay, but that's one song on the whole album. Like, name another good song on that album.
On God.
Uses gospel is more complete than anything on this
Yeah.
on this
On
album.
That's
God.
all it is. So like, that's why Vultures is better to me.
Anyway.
It's
Anyways,
more complete. That's why
let's get off
Vultures
this
is
topic
better.
because I don't know.
All right.
No.
No.
We have to sit here for a minute, and I'm gonna let you make your case. I will.
As my
But
final
I'm gonna
thoughts
let
on
you
the
finish.
album. As my final thoughts on the album. Yeah, I'm gonna let you
I'm
finish.
gonna let you stand on business.
That's fitting.
Oh.
Shout out to
Honestly, like my thing is, which Chris, me and you have talked about this with other people. Like, I feel like Kanye is at a point. He's been in the game for 20 years. He needs to be held to a certain standard, and it's kind of inexcusable to put out this half-baked bullshit, where it's like, you know, if there's an intentional way to do it, but if it's not intentional, then which this clearly isn't. This was not supposed to be this unfinished by the time it dropped.
Let me defend Kanye here. Let
What
me
are you
speak on
laugh-
behalf. Let me
Hold
speak
on,
on
what are you
behalf of the
laughing at?
billionaires.
What is funny?
I don't know where he's going with it.
don't
But
know.
let me cook. This is an ISO. This is an ISO. This is a very like a take that not a lot of
This
people
guy's
are gonna
crazy.
like, but I'm gonna stand by it. We, as hip hop fans, as music fans, whatever you want to call us, should be appreciative of Kanye West, Jay-Z, all of these acts still dropping music. And here's why. Because these motherfuckers are billionaires. I don't know if Kanye's just a single billionaire or a 9 billionaire like he said he was. I don't know. I just know that motherfucker's got money. And guess where the majority of his money comes from? It comes from Yeezys. So I don't expect a guy who's making 80% of his revenue, 80% of his money off of clothing to give us the same quality music that he did earlier when that was his main source of financial income.
Which
Just
is
like Jay-Z with his business and everything that he does.
So
So
look at
I'm not-
444 compared to this, though.
No, exactly. So
And
so
one bad
credit
apple
to-
spoils the bunch.
credit to Jay for that, but it's still the truth. Like the truth of the matter is if your money, your heart's gonna be in your money for a lot of people. So I don't expect when Kanye drops for him to give us his magnum opus. I don't expect that. I expect his best work is in the past. But I also think this shit is garbage, and it's fair to say that this shit is garbage because it is. But the context of it is, yeah, this is 2 fucking weekends or 2 months that he just cleared out his schedule and he fucked around and he made some music and he wanted to be creative because he's creative and this was his itch and he did it. Cool, that's fine. You can, but it's also not going to be good as when you're locked in the studio for 10 months every single day working on an album. It's just there's levels to this. There's levels to it. It's honestly impressive that he can give us something that's this quality in such a short time.
Why are you screaming?
Cause I'm passionate about that shit, bro. I think people look at Kanye and they want to shit on him for not dropping his best
Let him
album,
talk, let him
and that's
talk.
fair.
Let him cook.
That's fair. I'm right there with you. It's his garbage. This is his worst album, 100%. But I'm also not expecting that because this is not where his money is. This is not where his time is. This guy is talking about Yeezy. This guy is talking about all the shit that he's doing. That's beyond music. So don't expect A+ music from him anymore. Just don't. And once you accept that, you can deal with this shit. But still be fair. Call trash trash. And this is trash. It's unfinished. It's done. He's going to tinker it. It's going to get better. I don't think it's ever going to be good.
He's fixed it so many times on Apple. It's again taken off, what, 3 times?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, something like that.
But that's it, bro. Bottom line, when it comes to Jay, when it comes to Ye, when it comes to these people that are not, their money's not in music,
It's just
don't
not-
expect their best quality
not the same
to be
anymore.
music.
I just think there's a difference though, which like I mean I agree with you. Like I'm not expecting another graduation or anything, but it's like there's a difference between on par and just like dog water. You know what I mean? At least if it was a streamlined middle of the road album that wasn't necessarily great or bad, that'd be one thing. But this is like leaning heavily towards bad, which that really
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
That's the
what-
worst album I've heard this year.
Yeah, that's where it leaves a bad taste. And if you and like you said, even though his mind's in other places, but he locked in for whatever 2 months. Drake made If You're Reading This, It's Too Late. It's too late in 3 weeks in a hotel room in New York, and
But again, his money's in music. This is fun for Kanye.
yes, but when it's the point of he took the time to be locked in, the same way that he did in the past. So that time, no matter what.
I mean, I can see your point though.
I do see the
what you're
point,
saying.
yeah.
No, you did.
No, because like you
say
said,
that
you got
good, though.
Yeezys, you got a bunch of other stuff that he's dealing with. Music
what I'm
is
saying.
just one of the things.
It's a passion.
Of course,
for
back
him,
in the day,
which is cool. As somebody that does creative shit, this podcast is creative. I love this shit.
Yeah,
I
no.
love it with my heart. It does, like, the monetary value of it is secondary to me. Of course I want to monetize it. Of course I want it to be successful. But this, to me, at the end of the day, is not paying the bills right now. But I'm okay with that because this is fun to do. This is something I love to do.
No, I agree.
But
And
you can't
honestly,
expect it to be your best quality. If this was paying
after-
my bills, if this depended on me eating this month, it'd be a different story.
I would say
point.
after MBDTF is probably when Kanye started falling.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, the decline kind of not like
That's kind of when like he started with the whole Yeezy idea.
yeah,
when
and
the
he started
drugs
really
came out.
leaning left outside of what his formula was
Yeah, yeah,
behind,
no, 100%.
which like it's fine. Like I'm not looking for Kanye's next album to be my favorite album of all time. Like I'm just not.
no.
I haven't been for a while.
That's
and,
all I'm saying.
and that's okay, But
Yeah.
yeah, I just
You had a good point.
on the counterpoint, I just think that when you have every resource in the whole fucking world at your disposal, not to mention a million yes men around you, that there should be a standard still at the end of the day.
Yeah. And I think that's why it's fair to call this shit trash. Because
Right.
It
Now,
is.
Adi, I know you are the biggest fan of it, of all of us. Make the case. Why do you like it? I'll let you cook.
Well,
honestly.
Kanye, I'm just saying, like, you think Kanye really even like tried that hard on this album and it's still this good?
No, but that's
That's kind of the
but
problem.
that's the problem. I'm not imagining good music. I'm listening to music, and whether it's good or not, I can imagine
But
this
who else
being
could
way
like
better.
take Ty Dolla $ign out of nowhere and just make him Drake out of nowhere?
Okay.
yeah.
I mean, well, listen, Ty
Hold
Dolla
on.
$ign did carry this album. Let's be real, which is
like,
something I didn't
he
expect.
made him look like Drake to him, bro. Like,
but Ty
yeah,
Dolla
but that's
$ign-
not a good thing.
Yeah, that's not a good thing,
it,
though.
like
This
but, like,
this album, the best version of this, and we talked about this, the best version of this, I think we all agree, would be for Ty Dolla $ign to play the feature role and Kanye take the lead. That is not what happened on this album.
No,
This
not
was a
even close.
Ty Dolla $ign album produced by Kanye featuring Kanye. That's what this was.
And in defense, there are a couple beats that I actually really enjoyed.
Yeah, there's cool beats.
You know what I mean?
like Keys to My Life is great.
Keys to My Life was dope.
I think the first two songs, the instrumentals
Yeah.
are really
Yeah, no,
strong.
they're fucking fire.
Stars and Keys to My Life are the two biggest songs.
Yeah.
I have seen people talking about. I don't really, honestly, I don't particularly remember the ins and outs of it. But a lot of people, the Carnival seems to be a pretty controversial song.
I love that song.
People either are loving it or absolutely fucking despising it, and I don't quite
That's
remember.
the one with the chanting,
oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, by the way,
which is
that
a
was,
hard beat and good production. But
Those
again,
were
just
200
fails.
super fans from. I don't know if you heard about it. It's 200 super fans that he invited into the studio to record
They were like
the
a
chant.
they're like a choir together or something. I think.
They're from Inter Milan. They're
Right,
from
right.
the soccer team in Italy. Inter Milan. They brought them in just to chant that.
Mm-hmm.
So that
I
was
saw a
pretty
video
cool. That was
about
pretty cool.
that. Yeah.
For
No,
the
it's dope.
soccer team or for Kanye?
The soccer team.
Okay, and then Kanye just used it.
Well, not the soccer team. The fans of the soccer team, the super fans of the team,
Oh.
who like sit like front row every match.
See, bro, Kanye wants to be a cult leader so bad.
Yeah.
He really does.
And I mean, that song kind of proved it.
Shit, he's
Yeah.
getting close at this point.
Yeah, honestly.
I think he's really going down that route. But
Yeah.
no, so okay, even though it's unfinished, you're saying your point, Adi, is that it's impressive that he did what he did considering the lack of time, the lack of effort. But don't you just, when it comes to music, don't you just listen to it because it's good or not? Like, context doesn't really matter. I'll be honest with you. If it takes somebody 9 months to make an album, but it's trash, I don't appreciate it more because they took 9 months.
Right.
If they made it in 2 weeks and it's fire, all the more credit to them. But music is music.
I have that argument with my mom about whether sampling is credible or not, and that's always my counter argument is like, well, at the end of the day, if it's good, does it really fucking matter how we got there?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's where I'm at. So, like, is it like objectively good, or you just think it's impressive what was done?
I just think it's good. Like, it's obviously not going to be his past albums, except for Jesus is King. I think it beats that for sure. For me at least. Probably not for all y'all, but
I think that's an argument.
Does it beat?
It is.
Does it beat My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy?
does it beat that album?
No.
I don't think so.
It doesn't have to though. It doesn't have to.
I just was expecting him to say.
Because that was my take. That was my take with Ye.
You're just trying to stir the pot a little bit.
a little bit.
That was my take with Ye. It's like
that's
it's not
actually-
it's not his best album, but
It's not.
it'd be good for a lot of other people not named Kanye.
Yeah.
So and
That's a fair point.
and that's where you're at with this album is like it's a good album to you.
It got better to me for some reason. I don't know.
Which is fine. There's
I
nothing
can
wrong
see
with enjoying
I
it
can see
either.
the likable
Yeah.
elements of the album. Listen,
Yeah.
the production, even though it's not mixed right,
It
is
was
cool.
decent. Yeah, no, it was good.
But like I feel
It's
like it's
cool.
getting fixed and it's getting better.
But I feel like there was a lot of songs that kind of had.
Yeah, but that's where I come in.
similarities.
Just hold it till it's ready.
Like-
You're Kanye. It doesn't matter when you drop.
Yeah, you could drop this shit in 2 years and it would still
Everybody would still be just as excited.
Like,
because it's
okay,
Kanye.
for how I said there's similarities. Like for the second track, it literally sounds like the Easy beat, like Chris pointed out. And then there was a song out there that kind of sounded like Bound too.
Well, and
Very similar.
That's also a lot of where I say
I forgot the name of it.
Maybe it was problematic.
The
The beginning of it though.
Yeah, like
yeah, for sure. And
I don't
but
know.
that's kind of where I'm saying about the standard specifically holding Kanye to is before all he's a producer and a great producer and he's produced
no, he is.
hundreds of songs
Yeah.
that
Guy-
all sound fantastic. So when the actual listening quality is below par, that's where I have a problem because
That's fair.
you
That's
have
actually
the
a good
formula already. It's just plug and play at this point. You know
That's
what
a
I
great
mean?
Yeah, no.
You could
But,
just
like,
it's copy and pasting.
This is like an album. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut
No,
you
you're
off.
good.
This is like an album. Like I would sit. Like I sat down in my room, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't even notice the album played 3 times. The album played 3 times. I listened to the album 3 times in a row.
That kind of shows like nothing stuck out enough to even like
And
realize that this is the point that I'm back at. or
That's what
whatever,
I was just
you
gonna
know?
say. Yeah.
and like, bro, I favorited almost the whole album. Now,
That's crazy.
like after,
I do really, as much as I shit on this album, I do see like
That's crazy.
I just disagree with where he's at. Like I see what's likable about
It
it,
is though.
but it's just to me, it's so unfinished. Why would you like ever return
it's
this?
unfinished,
Well,
but it can always be fixed.
Yeah,
And it
That's the
is,
thing.
and
It
it
has
is.
to
then
be
let's
fixed.
let's circle back when it's fixed.
And
Yeah,
that's
that's
where
what
I'm
I'm
at.
saying.
Right now, I think
Listen,
it's fixed.
if like in a month from now,
I just added it back today on my Apple.
yeah,
It
well,
was
Kanye
off.
just added it back too.
Well, also, but that's also now I know that's in the books for Kanye, but there shouldn't be fixing after it's out either. That shouldn't be a thing.
I don't-
because the
I
thing.
think it was cool to
no.
do it one time with
I
Pablo.
agree. No,
yeah,
I agree.
One
I
time
see.
I
I see.
agree.
He was pushing the boundary with Pablo. He was seeing if it was possible.
Stop
and
fucking
he
with
did.
people.
But now it's lazy.
Yeah,
No,
now
it's
it's
lazy
just
as fuck.
because it's
Stop
like, oh,
fucking
I'll
with
get to
people.
it when I get to it. Like, come on.
No.
Oh, let him
Stop
talk his
fucking
shit.
with people and drop the fucking album when it's ready. Don't be like, oh, I'm going to drop it. Oh, now it's on Apple. You know what? There's a few touches I want to do. Let's take it off. All right, let's put it back. It's done. No, wait. I don't like this. Let's take it off. Bro.
Exactly.
And
Get
you know-
because
fuck
an
outta here.
And
album.
you know how we know this is
Like, come on, dude.
because look at Ye, look at all of that whole like Cruel Summer shit that he was doing. Not the Cruel Summer album, but the 4 albums in
Yeah,
in 2018. Plus Donda, he's playing the demos and he's mixing like and Donda 2 that just never touched streaming services like.
And it should never touch streaming services.
All of that shows like it's a history of okay, one time with Pablo you were being artistic, you were pushing the boundaries, cool, but now it's just like you can get away with this.
yeah, and
You can get away with this.
I have
That's it.
I have a big thing when it comes to the album as a whole of like structural integrity. There's a reason that everything is calculated the way that it is when you're making it. So, which is a big reason that I have an issue with like the new concept of the deluxe album for every
I hate
fucking album.
deluxes.
I understand the money grab. I get it, but the whole point of an album to me is that it's a body of work, start to finish. This is what it is. There's a reason that this is this way. When you go fucking with the hierarchy of the album and shit, then what was the point at the beginning? Then it just turns into a collection of songs rather than
Well, the thing
But
is-
that's
a
what some
whole
artists are.
body of
That's
work.
what some
Well,
artists
the
are.
thing
Yeah,
is
which is
about
fine.
the deluxe things, though, is I'm okay with deluxes when it's like 5, 6 tracks additional. But when you start saying deluxe edition and then you add a track or two, that's not a deluxe. You literally could have just put those out as singles instead of a
I would just rather those come out as their own separate
That's what I'm saying.
EP, like
Like-
even if it's like 5 or 6 songs, I'd rather it come out separately because when I say a song is 18 or an album's 18 tracks, by that 18th track, I'm expecting that to be the end, the outro. You've finished your idea.
Yeah.
We're done.
Yeah, I like that.
So that's like kind of, and that's just a personal
Dude, drop
thing
it
with
as
me.
promo before the project.
Or yeah. Look at what Lil Wayne always did with the Sorry for the Waits and
Yeah.
the whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Facts.
Well, those were more freestyles though. Those were not really like.
Yeah, but it's still in anticipation of
Yeah,
whatever
no, I
he's
get
dropping, and yeah.
All right.
I get it.
Beyond Kanye, we did have drops this week. That was last week. This week we have mainly the two biggest things are ScHoolboy Q's single YEEERN, and then
101.
also which we haven't finished listening. Full disclosure, we were all listening to it together, the Yeat album. So we'll start with the Yeat. We listened to enough of it.
Way enough.
Amer is
good
not
amount.
happy.
I don't
Amer
even
is
wanna
not
talk about
happy.
it.
5
Garbage.
hours. He's very upset. Where are we at with the Yeat so far?
0.
He's tried something new.
0 out of
I
10.
mean, honestly, it's probably gonna grow on people.
No, it won't.
People are gonna go through the album. They're gonna pick the best songs on it. We're gonna listen to them. We're gonna like some songs probably.
Yeah, one.
Yeah.
And I
1
think
out of 22.
It's
Um,
fine so far. Like, I don't think it's necessarily great or bad.
Different type of beats for sure. Future, I didn't like how he sounded on the album for some reason.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
no,
weird.
I didn't. Yeah, again with the fucking mixing. Why Future? You have all the
Yeah.
resources at your disposal. Why do your vocals sound
I don't
underproduced?
think that's Future thing. I'm assuming it's a Yeat thing because it's on Yeat's album.
But yeah, which I guess is. I mean, that could hold true even still.
That could
But
be, yeah. That's why.
the rest of Yeat's vocals sounded fine. So
Here's the thing about the album. Okay, Yeat was known more for his instrumentals and for his production.
Yeah.
He was never known for just
Yeah,
spitting
he's not
lyrical
known
shit.
for his
He's
lyrics,
not
yeah.
that
no,
type of rapper.
which is fine. That's what I expect going into.
But now you have an album where you're not saying shit and your beats are trash. How do you expect this to be good?
that's a fair point.
It's bad.
I was
production-
enjoying it just because I didn't know what was next. And if production is gonna be your mainstay, like a Travis Scott, where it's like, okay, when you're listening to Utopia, obviously those songs are way better than Yeat's album.
Oh,
But
night and day.
what's cool about Utopia is you don't know what's coming next. That's
Yeah.
what's special about it. And Yeat had that. It just was a very lesser scale of it. So to me, I'm cool with it because I'm going to Yeat again for production, not for substance. I don't know what the fuck he thinks about COVID. I don't know what I don't know what his thoughts are on the upcoming election.
Yeah,
I don't. Like,
I don't
I'm not,
want to
yeah.
know, honestly. Yeah,
Don't
like,
kill
Yeah.
us.
and,
So
and that's also like Yeat's not an artist I'm really looking. Just like you said, Adi, it's like people are gonna pick their favorites. They'll listen to them. I'm not looking for Yeat's entire album in his sense to be.
paint a picture.
Yeah, it's he is a collection of songs artist to where I'm not like expecting it to be this conceptual wild fucking thing, which is fine.
The
know,
thing
for
is,
some
I want
people.
old Yeat though, because I'll still take old Yeat over this. Old Yeat, I'm talking like, what was that album? 2 Alive?
Yeah, 2 Alive.
Like
was
2021 or
his
something like
best
that.
album for sure.
Yeah, no,
The-
for sure.
The album was good. Then you bring this. We don't want something different. If you're gonna make music like that, stay in that lane. Do not get
Yeah.
out of it.
There's a really fine line drawn
sorry.
between sticking to a formula and changing, or sticking to a formula and needing to stick to that formula. Like, you know, there's
Like right now.
certain artists like a Kendrick or whatever. We expect him to try different things and do different things, but some people like Yeat, it's like you found what works for you, just stick with it.
And that's the thing. It works for some people. For some, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Travis stepped out of the box. It worked perfectly for
Yeah.
him. That was probably my favorite
that's
Travis
what-
album.
That's where I'm like, let's be fair, let's critique. Always critique. But I'll critique with a grain of salt. Not that I'm going light on my opinion or changing or hiding my opinion, but if you try something new and it doesn't work, I'm never gonna like completely shit on you. Like just because I
No, no, no.
respect
That's-
that I respect the attempt at going different. I always will respect that regardless of whether I think it's good or not.
But the thing is,
Yeah, you
we've
gotta
already
evolve.
seen
But
him go
objectively,
different.
I don't think this is a great album.
We've already seen him go different though, and it didn't work.
You know?
He's already done it in Afterlife. and not many people like the album.
Yeah.
So
true.
you want to do it again?
I think Afterlife. I think Afterlife
You
was
think he's lost?
was
though?
a pretty good album for me.
But you're a Yeat fan. That's coming
Yeah,
from a Yeat fan.
But this album, like, it's not surprising me right now.
if you're not a Yeat fan, you're gonna say it was a mid album. It was beyond mid.
Apart from me, before we get off the topic, I just want to. Have you guys heard the Polo G track that came out?
Actually, I didn't hear that yet.
I
I
have
didn't
not
hear
heard
that.
it.
I know you lit up our group chat
We
about
did,
it, so
yeah,
I
yeah.
actually
I'm
We'll
interested
play
to
it
hear
after.
it. I'm not particularly a Polo G fan, but I'm interested to hear it
Oh,
for sure.
I
It's been
rock
a
with
while.
Polo
He
G.
hasn't
Yeah,
dropped in a
it's
while,
been a
has
minute.
he?
You know my
He-
favorite Polo G is storytelling Polo G. I think he is severely underrated
Oh,
in
then
that aspect.
you think Die Legend's probably his best album then?
Is that yeah, I think
Yeah,
that
Legends
yeah.
would pop
With
out
Through the
and-
Storm, Pop Out.
Yeah.
No, that was a good album.
Yeah,
for
that
sure.
one. I also like the basketball one too. What was it? Hall of Fame.
Hall of
Oh,
Fame.
Yeah, that was good.
too.
Really good album.
But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. To
But
hear
like
that.
the thing is, like, this artist Polo G, man, like, guys, when's he ever failed us? He hasn't dropped a bad album. The GOAT is good.
He's good. He's good. I don't know. He's that weird space where it's like everybody knows he's good, and I don't think a lot of people say something bad about him, but it's also like
he's had his moments.
is he like a Joey Badass to me of like this generation where it's like okay, everybody that listens to Joey Badass says Joey Badass is cool.
I don't listen to him.
Everybody that
Objectively,
everybody will, but you'll never say he's a trash artist. You'll say that's not my thing.
I'll say he's
You
a
won't
mid
s-
artist.
You won't say he's trash. He's
I won't say
not Cole.
trash.
He's
Yeah.
not Cole. He's not Drake. He's not Sean. He's not.
trash.
He's not
So
that. He's not
you're
that
saying
tier.
Polo G kind of fits the same.
I feel like that's what he is
archetype
for this
in-
era,
in this
where
era.
he's really good.
but he'll just never cross that
He'll
threshold.
never. Yeah.
So
And-
kind of like a little TJ.
Polo gets his inspiration from Nas, bro. Like, what did Josh say?
What do you mean
hope
hell
our
no?
What'd
God
you
one
say?
of
What
these
did you
mics
say?
I
pick
said
that
little
up.
TJ.
Lil TJ, what about Lil TJ?
They're on the same exact scale.
Not anymore.
No,
How?
Like, Lil TJ is really good, but like Polo G's way
no.
ahead
Polo
of
G's
him
way.
now.
Polo G does 100 plus.
They
Lil
both.
TJ. What's
I
Lil
would put
TJ
him on
do?
the same rank, but that's just me.
Thank you.
I don't even quite know who.
All right,
No,
but,
Polo
but
G-
when you
Polo G
compare
sells
music,
like 100 plus K.
but when you compare the music,
Nah, bro. Like
I would say Polo G's
Polo's
way
way
better.
ahead of him now. For
I don't
sure.
dislike Lil TJ.
He has, and he has always been ahead of him.
I
He
can't
will-
add much.
Josh,
I
you
don't
need a-
really-
you need a
I
mic
don't
over
think I
there?
can tell you a Lil TJ song.
No, but like every single Polo G album is better than any of. Like Lil TJ, what he dropped? The album. What album was that he dropped recently?
I'm not even talking about albums. I'm just talking about like his actual
Overall.
like
Like,
overall songs.
songs, yeah.
Like June
Polo
22nd,
shits
bro.
on him.
Come on, that song was hard.
Polo shits on him though, man.
Was-
I love
is-
Lil TJ, but Polo shits on him.
I think they're both equal. That's just me.
I don't know enough about.
Polo
Lil
hasn't
TJ. I
released
don't
enough
know
to
who
prove
he is,
himself, and neither has Lil
Like
TJ.
you like
so-
storytelling, bro. Like I bet like there's so many tracks that I could show you of Polo G like you haven't even heard. Like you're like, damn, like this is good.
I mean, I've heard all his albums, so it'd be like the loose singles. Maybe there's like loose singles that slip through the crack. But anytime Polo G drops, you know, shout out to Ja Talks Music, one of my favorite accounts, because he aggregates all the stuff that drops, and I follow him. And so whenever I see a Polo G drop, I'm gonna give it a spin at some point in the weekend, just because, yeah, like I think he's but again, I don't expect this next album to be like something that takes him to a new level. I just expect him to just keep doing his thing.
At least for you guys, it's gonna be Vultures.
Yeah, for sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
Well,
But-
because Polo G's taking his time. It drops August, bro. Like, there's so much more
Well,
time.
he's already updated the fucking release date.
And he moved
3
his
times.
he moved his release date for his album for Vultures too. And I feel like if he dropped
Yeah.
at the same time,
Yeah, I
Yeah,
saw
yeah,
something
yeah, I was
about
just gonna
that.
say,
Yeah,
conspiracy-
it
don't
was
think
supposed to
it-
drop
I don't-
December of the
I
end
get
of
why
December.
he did, but I don't think it would have changed anything.
It wouldn't have. I feel like
No,
Polo
probably
G
not,
could
but-
low key like
What did he change it to?
August 4th.
He
Conspiracy-
moved it from February to August.
It was actually December 1st.
Jesus.
It was
Then
December
moved
1st, yeah.
again and then again. It moved like so many times.
And then Kanye did February 9th for Vultures, and then he moved it.
August, bro. That's crazy.
I get why. That's a big move, though.
It is. And
6
I feel like
months?
there's gonna be a lot of.
That's
a
a
far-
long time.
Speaking of
That's
moves,
a far move.
there's a
I get a
cons-
month.
I'm
but-
ready for Hood Poet.
I
6?
I just want to say this so I can clip it if it's right. So I can go back and clip it and say I told you so if it's right.
Just put
I have
get it
a-
on record.
I have a theory, because Yeat, like 8 days ago, not even like 2 weeks ago, at the beginning of February said, Yeat album February. And we were all like, oh, shit, it's coming this month. And then out the blue, yesterday or 2 days ago, he announced, hey, it's dropping tonight. I think that tells me that something bigger is on the way and very soon, and that he's moving out the way for something. I don't know what it is.
I was gonna say,
good play on words. Out
but
the
it's
way.
all
Anyone?
it's all real estate. This shit is all real estate. That's why the Drake and Kanye beef happened in 2018, because Drake said, I'm coming out in June, and Kanye said, watch this, I'm dropping an album every week in June. It's all real estate. These guys, the big acts, the big dogs, what they want their time where it's just me, it's all about me. And they want the little acts to get the fuck out the way. And he is a big dog, but he's a pup compared to some of the big dogs in this game.
And to the
So
same,
I'm
to the
wondering
same
if
respect,
it's somebody.
the little dog wants to get out of the way to not
Too.
skew the
That
numbers.
also,
to not
yeah,
skew the
also
numbers.
have their time.
You know,
Well,
exactly.
I was gonna say, did you guys see like the promotion videos that he released in November? Because I was in Bosnia at the time, and I was just chilling in bed.
Shout out.
Shout out Bosnia.
What, that
But,
Polo G released or
No, the Yeat,
Yeat.
like the promotional videos.
Oh
like,
no, I didn't see him. No.
Dude, the videos were so sick.
The
So
one thing with him is that his branding is fucking great. As
No,
the,
it's
as
amazing.
as the brand guy,
The
like
brand ambassador.
his
Talk your shit.
His fucking like the way he like his language. He has certain things that he says that nobody else says. Everything is presented in a very tight package, and I'll give him that 100%.
Yeah.
It's like not enough people get enough creative enough with song names. Like I'm so sick of my stories and my whatever, like songs like that. That's like. There's no creativity behind that. Just naming it "My Story," crazy story. Like even what's his name?
Promotion is
My
what
Crazy
pushes
Life. Yeah.
like
Shout
positivity
out
for the
YG,
albums.
classic.
So for example, like when I was there watching it in Europe, I was like, yo, like these promotion videos are actually sick as fuck. I can't wait to hear this.
Yeah.
Like when you release something visually and you're like, damn, if he's putting in this much time and effort into this video, this album's gonna sound fucking fantastic. And then we get this.
I'm telling you, promotion can change the trajectory.
I'm telling
if
you.
do it
That's why I was so
correctly.
hyped for it. I'm like, dude, like these videos are dope.
Let's transition, because I think that this perfectly fits the Q single. He's been doing a lot of visuals, even the songs that don't make the album, which allegedly right now is 2 of the 3. He said today, he tweeted that all 3 songs he dropped aren't on the album.
Yeah.
Which
that's,
Wait,
like,
what?
but it's also on the album and on the track. I don't
but
understand.
well, that's what's weird because
Q can lie his ass off. I don't care.
in the
but-
but in the promotion for the album though, all 3 songs were listed on the track list.
Unless it's not the real track list. Unless it's
Which
just the
I
teasers.
guess it must not be. He's
But,
including.
like, why
the
would you
extra-
fake track list? I don't
It's
know.
a-
I don't want to get.
It's a schoolboy move. Like
I don't get too deep in the weeds with that, but again, that's what's interesting about him is that he's doing videos for all of these songs, even if they're songs that aren't on the album. It's crazy to me to do music videos for songs that aren't on the
no,
album.
but people do that. It's promotional, you know, as
Right, but
as they're gearing up.
not many.
Yeah,
Like, did you see how long Oxymoron got delayed?
I actually
You probably
know
don't
that.
remember it.
I don't know how long.
But
ago.
I was.
It did get
I
delayed.
just
like,
went back and
6-8
listened to
months,
it today
something
for
like
the first time in a minute.
Because it was supposed to be like a
Man, what
summer
an
album, and then it got pushed to like February
What an album
or like
that is.
January,
Some
right?
songs I
no, it
forgot
came
about.
out.
following
No,
you.
it came out in the
Love.
summer.
You
It
know
was
which one I
supposed to be a
went? I would
February
go
album.
back to so much. The Purge.
Yeah.
Tyler, the
Purge
Creator.
is fire.
No,
That-
my 2 favorite songs I didn't even mention when we talked about it: Hoover Street and Prescription / Oxymoron. Those were actually my 2
Prescription's
favorite
fire.
songs.
No,
I
those
completely
songs are
forgot
dope.
about them when we were talking about them at
What was
first.
I gonna
songs are
say?
dope.
I really hope this new Q album is like what he showed on the live stream.
Well,
I hope
based
it's-
on
I
this-
hope it's
Yeah.
those songs.
Based
Based
on
on
this
this
single
single.
today or
Yeah,
yesterday,
based on this single,
it's insane.
I don't.
it's good as
I
fuck.
He's
don't know what to do.
He's rapping so incredibly well at this point. It's honestly, I'm very excited.
I don't understand what is like what he's gonna do with this album. I genuinely don't like. That is a Q.
It's gonna be dope.
It's look, as a single, I think it's very entertaining.
No,
I
for
don't think
sure.
it's a great Q song, but I think it's very interesting that he dropped this song because now I have no clue what to expect for the album.
I think
I have
As
zero
far-
I think it's great.
as far
But-
as how, I mean,
like
he
it's
was
not
re-
gonna be in your top like 15 Schoolboy Q songs.
I mean,
it
depends. I
you
gotta
never
sit with
know,
it.
Probably
bro.
not.
You might give it a second to grow.
But
you never know.
the way, I mean, this
Most
is
likely not.
one. It's one of his.
be.
I think the best performances in a long time as far as rapping ability.
Well, I mean, he hasn't dropped in a long time.
Yeah, but I think he raps better on this single than anything on Crash Talk, besides Attention.
I'm okay with that.
Again, song
I might
itself,
even be
you could say
completely
whatever,
on board.
but pure rapping ability, he's fucking bonkos, dude. He's insane. Like,
And I think it's also interesting that his voice is calmer, but he's using the production more to speak for him.
oh, and also, Cardo Got Wings produced that.
Yeah.
Who
Cardo.
does not really pop out too much, it seems. Like, he was really big, like, Wiz Khalifa era and all that shit. So, I haven't really seen too much of him lately. I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe there's collab albums or whatever that he's done, but
Shit, man. I
There's
didn't
probably
know it
just
was-
shit.
I didn't know-
Regardless, I think he's gonna drop a great project.
I think
so.
it's going to be
I
fantastic.
didn't even know Blue Lips was dropping this soon, March 1st.
March 1st.
Dude, it's coming up.
And his rollout has been on point. People are already talking about, like, this is what a rollout should be. He's doing videos for this shit. Everything, the branding's tight.
Yeah.
He's got
He's
got those in between videos that he's doing of, like, day in the life of ScHoolboy Q. Also, I don't know if you guys have seen
Yeah.
those. You know, like, and then the merch coming out and the album, and
The
he's
vinyl dropped today.
Vinyl dropped today. Active on Twitter, interacting with just anything that happens in the media. He's just like, damn, that's crazy. Blue Lips, March 1st. Like,
Bro,
you know what I mean?
today he quoted, I think it was NFR, when they tweeted like, "Hey, here's what's coming out tonight," and they go, "What's your first listen?" And he goes, "Me, what the fuck?"
Yeah, right.
Like Blue Lips March 1st. Like dog, he's cute, he's funny, he knows what he's doing. I'm very excited.
Best one I saw was somebody he dropped the merch and somebody was like, Kanye made everything $20, and he tweeted back at him and said, Kanye's a billionaire and gas is expensive. Buy my shit.
See, bro, that's what I'm saying, bro. That's why I accuse the man.
Bro, I swear, Q only drops like January to March. It's always like that time.
Well, you know, the past
'cause-
three Yeat albums
Yeah.
also have only been in February.
Well, it's also because not many good albums come out around that time. Usually, summer albums are the thing now.
Yeah, so it really
So-
opens the playing
no,
field
because
as far
like, it's
as.
crazy because Blank Face came out what month? End of January.
January.
No, that was no Blank Fit. Oxy was like,
Oxy was
Oxy was-
February.
Yeah, earlier in the year, but
yeah.
I thought
no,
Blank Face was
was
closer to
summer.
summer.
It
It
was
was.
like
And
August.
then
It
this
was
one's about to
summer.
be
It was
March.
supposed to be February.
And then this
Yeah.
one's about to be
But it
March.
got
He keeps
pushed.
moving a month
Mhm.
every time he drops
So
an
many
album.
months.
I didn't
kinda-
know.
it's
I didn't
kinda
know
cool.
that happened actually.
The only reason I know that is because I kept waiting for the fucking leak to come out when I was like
Yeah, Oxymoron was the
what?
biggest one for us. Like,
I
bro,
forgot what
like,
fucking grade I
with
was.
the day that dropped,
We're
I
in
was
like
ninth grade, dude.
9th to 10th grade, I think.
10th grade.
It was
I was waiting
20
for this
It was
fucking
2013.
14.
14.
14.
let me-
Oh,
we
wait, no,
were
no, no,
Ju-
no, 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 it was
Beginning of
13.
14.
13.
No, it was 14.
All right, let's
Sure?
confirm.
Bro, I'm
Promise.
confirming right now. It's 2014.
2014. Really?
That's right.
I thought it was 13, but either way, so we were
That's right.
juniors.
Listen to me.
We were juniors in
5
high school.
hours.
Damn, that's crazy. I thought I had 10th grade with that shit. That's crazy. Okay.
That's what I thought. Regardless, I was waiting for that bitch to leak, and I could not wait for it to come out. And it was definitely summer because I was outside playing basketball, listening to that shit. So it was definitely summer.
February 25th, 2014.
All right, to
February
wrap up
25th.
to wrap up Q. This single plus everything that he's done so far is your confidence level. I think we all said baseline is, can it be better than Crash Talk?
Yeah.
Given what we got so far, are you guys confident in that?
Yes.
I
think
say
it's gonna be,
absolutely.
Yeah, I think it's definitely
From
gonna
what
be
we've
better.
gotten so
Not
far.
that Crash
yeah.
Talk is bad, but
No, I'm not bashing on it.
absolutely, I have
Good ass
full
album.
I just think
confidence.
it's a measuring stick.
I have full
Yeah.
confidence this album's going to be better.
No,
I
it's
do
gonna
too.
be good. It's gonna be really
Now,
good.
will it be Blankface and Oxy? That I don't.
I don't
I
think
don't-
so.
I
That I
know.
don't know. I
You-
can't speak.
I still am
I-
holding out. I still am reserving.
I have hope.
I don't think.
I don't
Yeah,
think
I'm
any of
holding
his
on to
albums
it.
are ever gonna be Oxy.
But you know what we do know about
could.
this is that it was well thought out, calculated. It's not going to be half baked, which is kind of just circling back to what we've been talking
like
about.
this fucking Yeat album.
It's going to
Yeah.
be. It's purposeful. He's doing it with a purpose, and there's a meaning for that.
That's
You know what I
that's
mean?
the reason why he takes so long to drop. He always
Right.
wants it to be good,
Which
and
is-
it always is.
Exactly.
So,
It. You could, if you take 5 years, that's fine as long as that 5-year gap is
Yeah.
fucking worth it at the
Yeah,
end of the
yeah.
day. You know.
All right. So
Spotify
before we get out of here,
classics.
let's do this because this is my bag.
Yeah,
I love
this is a fun one.
conversations like this. This is my shit. So Spotify drops this list, not list. It's like on their section for each genre for rap and R&B, which is the space that we operate. And they did the classic albums in what they are calling the streaming era, which is 2015 to now. So, looking at 2015 to now, they listed 30 classic albums between rap and R&B. So,
To preface, do you agree with that timeline?
I think so, yeah, because Apple Music started 2015. So,
Yeah.
like, Spotify was around since 2009.
Yeah, I guess.
But, like, I look
Spotify
at it
around
as when
forever.
did the others join? And I think Apple, I know, was 2015.
Yeah, it
I
was.
believe Tidal was 2016.
whatever that
Title was like Jay's thing. man.
Right.
Yeah.
But
And
still,
it's actually, they had some good ass sound quality. I'm not
right,
gonna lie.
either way.
Yeah, for sure. But
Either way,
didn't
it
have the
shows
footwork
when a
to-
bunch of companies are doing it, it shows that this is it. This is where the money is.
Yeah,
Follow
it's-
the money.
It's fair, I guess. I'm-
Spotify is obviously the OG. They're the first. They're the
I guess I'm just considering
dog.
that gray area from like 2013 to 2015 where SoundCloud was really big.
Yeah.
But I guess you wouldn't
That's true.
consider that mainstream streaming. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I'm just happy my boy Uzi on that list, man. Lil Uzi versus the World. What an album. bro.
Was it on there? Oh,
Yeah,
damn.
It
Lil
was.
Uzi versus the World.
So-
man, I'm so happy my boy is finally getting credit, bro. This guy no one talks about my boy.
So we got albums like, in no order. I'm reading the graph. I'm reading it off the graphic. I swear I'm reading it off the graphic.
I don't
in
think
order.
theirs were in order either.
To Pimp a Butterfly, The Internet. What was their album called? Ego, I believe.
Ego Death.
Yeah, Ego Death. Yep. Dirty Sprite 2, Trap Soul, Malibu, Anderson .Paak. This guy. Side note before I continue. This guy,
Oh,
Chris.
here we go. You were arguing how long, bro?
It was like 20
fucking
minutes.
Work, man.
It was like 20 minutes, bro. I did not shut up about this because I'm.
This guy kept going.
It's a good album.
But
But come on, bro.
to be fair, I didn't even keep bringing it up. You just would look at me, and then then you would say something, and then it would continue. Like, I'm not gonna act like I didn't instigate it, but I damn sure didn't prolong it. That was on him.
Bro,
but either
this
way,
guy can't get over that. I don't like Anderson .Paak.
we're chilling at work. No, it's not about liking Anderson .Paak or not, Chris. It's about, this is how you know who Anderson .Paak is. Think of all the ways to know Anderson .Paak. This guy Adi knows Anderson .Paak and only knows him as the guy in the 2016 XXL freshman cipher. That to me is crazy.
Which isn't even close to what he actually is in
Yeah.
album
He's
mode.
literally not. He's
And
not
I
a
never
rapper.
gave it a care to listen to him
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah. So
And
so
that's
then-
fine.
So then
Again, I don't care whether you like
ignorance
him or
is bliss,
not.
But Anderson .Paak is objectively a good artist.
No,
My
it's not
mom,
even-
No, he
it's
is.
not
my
even
mom
about.
is
artist,
my mom
I'm
is
not gonna
67 years old and loves Anderson .Paak.
It's
So
not
if
even
that
about-
just goes to show.
It's not even about whether he's good or bad. It's about that's where you know him from. Like, you don't know him as the guy with Bruno Mars. You don't know him as an R&B artist. You know him as a guy who had a XXL freshman cipher.
In
he
Adi's-
was never supposed to be there.
In
Yeah,
Adi's
he's not even a
defense-
rapper.
In Adi's defense, XXL ciphers are where you're supposed to prove yourself, so people are prepared to
As a
hear-
rapper.
Yeah,
No, I agree.
But you know
But he's
that,
not
that-
right.
Then
but
why
that's
is he
kind
on
of
there?
that's
the-
kind of since
That,
the-
that
That
brings
was-
me to that
That
point.
was labeled
Why is he
shit
on there?
for
Why
for
are
promo.
R&B artists even going on there? We saw YK Osiris.
I don't.
For
I
promo.
don't think that he should have been out there in the first place. And to be
Like-
fair, 2015 is kind of where it shifted because that was 2015 was, or was that 2016? That was Yachty, Uzi, Kodak,
Denzel Curry.
Denzel Curry.
Yeah.
21.
2016
Is that
that's a loaded
2016?
class. Yeah.
And-
Oh, so Anderson .Paak was on that one. That's where, like, I feel like the freshman cipher really shifted from, like, what it once was to, like...
What it
'cause,
is.
I mean, yeah, Kodak got on there and was like, who the fuck picked this little sorry-ass beat? It's like, okay, well, this isn't going anywhere. You know what I mean? Like...
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I get it. Look, if you just don't know about him, that's fine. Objectively, it is good music, and one day we'll get you around
Shout out
to
Malibu.
at least showing you some of his shit. You know, he's one of my favorite artists. Absolutely.
No, he is good.
I just
But-
never gave it a care. I don't know.
Can we stir the pot a little bit more?
I will say, hold on. Let me finish reading something, just so everybody that doesn't know knows. So again, To Pimp a Butterfly, Ego Death by the Internet, Dirty Sprite 2, Future, Trap Soul, Bryson Tiller, Malibu, Anderson .Paak, Lil Uzi vs. the World,
Oh, yeah.
Lemonade, Solange, Seat at the Table, Migos Culture 1, Kendrick Damn, SZA Control, Flower Boy Tyler the Creator, 17X, Fraudian, I believe is how you say it. Or
Oh, Daniel Caesar.
yeah, the Daniel Caesar album. Her, Victory Lap, Nipsey Hussle, Die Lit, Playboy, Cardi, Saba, Care For Me, Astro World, Travis Scott, Igor, Bandana, Freddie Gibbs, and Tyler the Creator, and Madlib. Sorry, Igor's Tyler the Creator. Summer Walker's Over It. Roddy Ricch, Please Excuse Me for Being Antisocial. Jasmine Sullivan, Hotels. Jay-Z 444. Tyler the Creator, Call Me If You Get Lost. Cleo Soul Mother, and Beyonce Renaissance. So
It's not a terrible list.
it's not a terrible list. But
it's also not great.
I did do the due diligence.
Roddy Ricch only on there because the Bucks.
I mean, yeah, but
Yeah,
I'm not
I
mad
agree
at
that-
him being on.
and
there.
that
and
was-
Start With Me.
But it's a good album.
That was. I
Overplayed
know
as
there's a
hell.
lot of disagreements within this circle about some of those albums, but yeah, that's one I don't quite understand being on there.
That is crazy.
I
man.
never really heard
For a
anything out of the
classic,
box.
I wouldn't say a
or if I
classic,
did, it wasn't memorable.
Can me and you talk about the artist that we don't think should be on there, but he's on there 3 times?
Tyler?
You're gonna gas me up.
I'm gonna gas you up. Tyler the Creator. None of that shit should be on there.
One of the greatest artists of this generation. But that's
Get the
okay.
fuck out of here.
Easily.
Dude, he's nothing crazy. to me.
He is.
doesn't
I'm
wow
sorry.
me.
His music is garbage.
He is a fantastic artist.
He's
He has
incredible.
proven himself time and time again. Musicianship. He's one of the greatest performers.
Igor's
of
the
all
worst
time.
album I've ever heard in my life.
That's
That's
worse.
crazy.
Worse than this Yeat album.
Yes.
That's insane.
Same
but
part.
okay.
Hey, bro, Tyler the Creators. He's not.
I'm
ass.
sorry.
He's not ass at all.
No,
I
he's
think
ass.
I think honestly, I love some of his songs.
No,
Like,
he's ass.
but like, his albums are not that great to me.
His songs are not great.
I just never go back to his albums.
I think
Look,
you
I'll
can
go
argue.
easy. It's different strokes, and he's one of my favorite artists
yeah, it's
of all time.
It's different. I don't know. It's
But-
just like I can't.
I respect the opinion. Look, even like how long was I a Tyler fan before you even fucked with anything he did? Like years. You know what I mean?
I miss Yonkers Tyler. That's what I miss.
Yeah, which that's when I jumped on the bandwagon and I followed him ever since. And I'm a fan of pretty much everything that he does outside of a couple of things. And no, it's not all perfect. And the thing is that with him, he is the sole proprietor of the music. He doesn't have people around him telling him what to do. He makes everything himself. So at the end of the day, when you don't have the shit, to bounce off of other people, yeah, sometimes you get a little too caught up in what you think is great, and maybe it doesn't turn out the best. But overall, craftsmanship, all right, you want to say he's not, and I'll give you that. He's not the greatest rapper of all time. And I know that. That's perfectly fine. But as far as the craftsmanship of his actual albums as a whole, he's
Artistry, yeah.
he's concise. He's absolutely, it's cohesive. It's to a point. It's a topic, and he accomplishes that topic time and time again. That's where I'll give him on that. I do understand if you don't like his rapping. I get if you don't like him. I understand. But I'll always ride for him. He is one of my favorite artists ever of all time. And specifically on the performance aspect, he fucking blows so many people out of the water. His set design, the way he performs, his energy, how well he actually performs on stage. He's not just going up there and repeating words. He's like he turns it into a show.
No,
It's a full performance.
Performance I'll give you, because I'll be honest with you, you're not gonna believe me, but that was my first concert that I went to, was a Tyler show.
Which
But
album?
that's only because it came with ASAP.
Oh,
That was the ASAP
It was a
tour.
while ago, man.
Was that
It was when they started being like really close friends, and then they went on tour in 2015. As soon as we got out of high school.
Oh yeah, and that was and that's where, which even Tyler alludes to, that was the era of his worst album, Cherry Bomb.
And that's the thing. I didn't even go for Tyler. I went for ASAP.
Right.
So I think it was
I
him,
still think Tyler's good.
ASAP, Danny Brown, and
Vince Staples, I think.
Vince Staples. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're right.
Vince
I didn't go, but I know a bunch of people that went.
Vince, they fucked Vince so bad. They brought
He
that
always
dude
gets fu-
out when there was like 20 people there.
Well, that's
Yeah.
what he was. He opened for Tyler.
Shout out Vince, by the way. He dropped his Netflix show. I haven't watched it yet.
I know.
but
I
I
gotta
want
watch
to
it
check
this
that
weekend.
out. I love
Vince
I love
Staples
Vince
is dope
Staples.
as fuck.
Staples is cold.
And I will take that album, his very first album, over any Tyler album.
And again,
in my opinion.
which is fit. And look, I'm not going to argue your opinion on that, because I'm going to be extremely biased about Tyler, so that's why I don't even try and argue it at the end of the day because I have my opinion.
We all got our opinions.
But I mean, and I'm not saying this affects the music, but also if it weren't for Tyler and Mac Miller, Vince Staples would not even be a rapper at all.
Oh yeah,
and he's said that on numerous publications and shit. But that doesn't matter.
That is true.
It's the music at the end of the day.
But it's different music.
That's just a tidbit.
So where I'm at with Tyler is I think Fireboy and Igor absolutely have to be there. I think they are some of the best albums of the last decade. Where you get me, and I'm not mad at it all the way. Call Me If You Get Lost. I think that's a borderline classic. I reside in the fact that it's not a classic, but I think it's one of those on the fence. It's the Forever Stories. It's the Mr. Morales. It's the albums that are just flirting with the idea of classic. Some people call it a classic. Some people don't. I don't know if it's quite reached there. That's how I feel about Call Me If You Get Lost. But like, regardless of one album that I think just shouldn't be there, and I like this artist a lot, I just think has better albums, is Saba Care For Me. Like, I'm sorry, that album is cool.
That's one of his best albums.
It's one of his best albums, but yeah, it's not his best. And
see, I actually didn't hate that on there. I like that on there.
I like that they went for something underground. I just feel like there was a lot better options, including his last.
To be fair,
his last album, Few Good Things, I think is better.
Few Good Things.
See,
is better.
I like Care For Me more, but I mean, just if we're talking that vein, even though they're different artists, but they come from the same cloth of Chicago, Free Money, and all that shit. I'm surprised that made it over like Coloring Book.
I mean,
that's the biggest one to me. Coloring Book was the one I had on my list. How the fuck that washes so many albums.
That's also another album I wasn't big on.
So many albums.
That's a very specific.
In terms of the moment, album. The time it was.
I get if you don't love it, but objectively,
listen, I'm probably the least biggest Chance fan of all of us. But
no, you're not.
Another album actually surprised is not on there is Because the Internet.
Well, that's 2013.
That was before. That's why.
Was it before?
Yeah, 2013. It was 2013.
So I got some. Let me just name a few just so that we have some context.
That was after Awaken My Love,
and I feel like that wasn't good enough R&B.
Solange was in. I take that over the Solange album.
I like that album a lot. Like, I mean, that's a very big return even to this day that I return to. Yeah. But at the same time, like, I could see it wasn't all strong all the way through. It was like Redbone was really strong and a couple of other songs. The intro to that album is one of my favorite intros of all time.
Oh yeah, that intro is fire.
Me and Your Mama.
Yeah.
I love that song, but
Me
like
and Your Mama.
I could see how it doesn't check all the boxes in that sense.
So okay, so let me name some other albums I wrote down. So, Coloring Book, Life of Pablo, Blank Face, Off Season, R&B route, but Silk Sonic, Donda, any of the King's Diseases, any of the Griselda releases. So we're talking.
That's a hot take because there's so many of them.
I know. I'm just throwing out ideas, and you guys tell me the ones that you're like, wow, I can't believe that's not on there.
Well, you did say Love for Pablo, so
one I do want to mention that I believe was absolutely on there or should be on there is Eve by Rhapsody. I think that's one of the best songs of the last decade. Victory Lap, I'm glad is on there, but I think this is just as. I think it actually, in hindsight, I think it's a little less, but it's on the same level for sure. Daytona. I think Daytona.
Ooh, Daytona is actually a really valid point because
that could have been a good one.
There's so many people who like swear by that being Pusha T's best album.
I think it is.
It's a.
What would you say is better? It's Almost Dry. The last album,
maybe, or I
don't hate that take. I think
love
Daytona's
It's Almost
better.
Dry. I think
not
that's
King. What was before King Push? My Name Is My Name.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be my next contender. I'm not saying that it's not. Yeah, but like that's actually a good point. Is that I feel like that could have possibly been on there. What's the rating system here? What are they basing it off of? Is it just opinion or numbers?
Yeah,
or?
it's their conglomerate of people making decisions. It's
Okay.
how Rolling Stone, it's how all these big publications do.
I didn't know if they had a system that they were.
Think about it though. No Mac classics, so no swimming, no Divine Feminine, no none of that. Also,
I'm mad about it.
Also to mention, I personally think they got the wrong Lil Uzi album.
They do.
I think Love Is Rage 2 should be the one,
That's what I think.
personally.
Now I'll say this as somebody who my favorite Uzi album is Love Is Rage 1. Out of the general Uzi sphere and how I hear people talk about him, it seems to be the more loved album is Lil Uzi Vert versus the World. That's the one I hear about the most
Well,
from
yeah,
other people.
I'm not mad about that because that does have the bangers. It has Money Longer. It has.
Dude,
There's 2 albums I'm gonna say straight up.
You could go all day.
For Your Eyes Only.
That's fair.
Nah.
That wasn't my favorite Cole album. I take KOD over
like
that
that
album,
album.
but that's my own opinion.
And
I do too.
More Life.
Yeah, which that's a hot take for Platte. I know he doesn't.
For
like
him,
More Life like that.
I'm not gonna argue with him.
I
With me
personally
and you,
do I put More Life on there?
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
Absolutely.
100%.
Wait, was Nothing That Was the Same on there?
No, that's
No, it's
20,
before.
2013.
yeah, it's before.
20,
This is
2012.
2015 and up.
No, 2013. You were
2013.
right.
Oh, this
yeah.
is this
This is
is
2015.
2015 and
2015 and
2015 and
This
up.
is like streaming.
2015
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
up.
because if we were
So
talking
no,
that
also
5
no
years,
rodeo, no birds.
Which
No.
They have
rodeo.
Astro, but rodeo, I think.
No rodeo.
Yeah, that's
is
where I'm.
crazy.
See, I'm
No
also in the
Rodeo's
minority
insane.
there, where
Yeah.
I like Birds is my favorite Travis album, but that's my opinion.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I know I'm in the minority in every
No
Travis fan group.
views. As far as
Was
if you want to
Beauty
go
Behind the
Drake
Madness
drops,
on there?
If I'm going, dude,
that's before.
all right. But like in my opinion, I think More Life is a better album than Views.
Oh, I
but-
disagree.
Oh, I can't say that. It's a good album. I love it.
I
You
also
said
I
there's-
also would love to cape for like
Actually, hold
Sun's
on.
Tirade,
There's more
but
filler
No,
on
let me
Views.
retract.
It's
Hold
not
on.
a classic.
Now that I'm thinking about it,
There's more filler on Views. All right, Views in the middle of Views. There's like a 6-song run that's like incredible. It's from like, it's like
It's like
after
from like track 2 or 3.
no,
on.
it's from like
from 9 to
yeah, or
Redemption.
it's like in the middle. It's like the
It's after Faithful. I know that.
I gotta see. Hold up, because
It's
me,
after
me and
Faithful.
me and my
You're
brother
thinking,
talk
"Oh,
about
my."
this.
I hate that song.
yeah,
so
I don't
much.
like that song. But no, like 9 was good. You With Me is good.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
and
Feel No
I
Ways.
love
That's the
those.
beginning.
The first, but like, hear
That's
me
the
out
beginning.
here.
Minus
Well,
Keep
from-
the Family Close as the intro or whatever.
Yeah, I didn't even like Keep the Family Close.
Yeah, no, that's not good.
I
That's one of
remember,
Drake's
Platte,
worst
I
intros.
remember us listening to that and us hearing that when Chrysler made that one car that looked
was
just like the
like the
Bentley, and we
Bentley,
just looked at each other like, "What the fuck is?" This?
Also, no Young Thug on this. No Barter 6. No So Much
So
Fun.
much fun. Which that would have
All
been
right.
my pick.
So listen,
that's-
listen to this run in a row. That all right, track 10 to 16, Still Here, one of Drake's top 5 Drake songs for
yeah,
me, ever.
I agree.
Still Here, Controlla, One Dance, Grammys with Future, Child's Play, Pop Style, and Too Good with Rihanna.
Yeah, that's
Right in a
crazy.
row.
That's crazy.
Those are all
Well, Grammys isn't really played much anymore.
yeah, which is fine.
Which
But when you
sucks.
say, but as a 6-song run in the middle
Oh,
of an
fuck
album,
yeah.
that's fucking
Dope as
super
shit.
strong.
That's
but
a
there's
really
so
good
much,
album.
yeah, between the Faithfuls and With You wasn't great. And
Redemption was so good.
Fire and Desire was
Redemption.
kind of snoozy. Like
Western Road Flows.
Western Road Flow was
I
good.
take.
I love Controller, man. Even though it's sort of
Control is fire.
It was
I
just
lo-
a fire
I,
album.
I like Views in general, but I personally like More Life more. But
Yeah.
that's my own.
More Life. I think More Life's better too.
That's-
More Life is
But
the-
the fact Drake has 0. Like he doesn't have
Free
a single
Smoke?
one.
That's
Free
actually.
Smoke
Not
was
even
like-
not even What a Time to Be Alive, which technically would qualify for this era.
Or if you're reading this, is too late.
Or if you're reading this. None of those have qualified.
He wasn't even on there once.
No.
That's insane.
didn't
That's
have
actually
a
pretty
single
crazy.
classic.
that
That's
is crazy.
insane.
That is.
That's very
I
crazy.
really would like JID's Forever Story to be on there. I think that's a classic in my opinion.
At least put one.
Going the R&B route, I think what's going to age very well is Steve Lacy's Gemini Rights. I think that's going to go down. You have
Yeah,
an all-time banger
it-
in Bad Habit,
It
an
will,
all-time
but
banger
it's almost
and a great
that
album.
that album also.
SZA,
now,
SOS,
For one,
Yeah.
there's one thing to point
no
out about
Weekend,
this.
no Dawn, FM, or
That's-
After Hours.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No weekend.
There is one thing to point out to this. For one, I don't really. Steve Lacy is almost. He's almost borderline. It's not even R&B. It's more like indie alternative in a sense. But now, when this album is listed, it's just all-time classics, right?
Yeah, they're not
Which is what's-
ranking. They're
but-
not ranking them. They're just
but-
these are
but-
the albums that they say these are the only classic albums in this era.
But what's interesting is that there's not one single album outside of rap or R&B, which is like.
well,
And I'm not saying that's I think that just
They
sounds,
might be rolling it out in like segments. I don't know.
maybe they are. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
probably.
based on
I can't imagine that they look at it and they would say that there's no other genres.
yeah, because
I think
when
they
you
just
think
pandered
No,
to
yeah.
yeah, because that's
Art
like the
to
thing,
the
and that's
rap
where maybe
audience.
like the Steve Lacy will come in and shit because he's borderline.
maybe that's fair.
But I guess if they have the internet on there,
But
I
I
don't
can't
know,
believe
man.
I can't believe Silk Sonic's not on it. Like that to me,
That is
Because
yeah,
that's not really I mean,
that's definitely R&B.
But it doesn't need to fit either way. Like because
but it doesn't
again,
fit. That's the
Also,
thing.
again, I would ride for the off season being on here.
I wouldn't.
I would ride for. I would think that I would
Off-season
take
wasn't all
Donda over some of the albums
Yeah, I'll
on
take
here.
off season was good.
Hey, but they're never gonna put.
But
Kanye.
it wasn't great.
They're never gonna put Kanye on that.
Well, to be fair, he blackballed himself, but
Yeah, but like that's.
And
that's
of course,
just how it's gonna be.
I'd say Mr. Morale has an argument spot, but I think that's in the same tier as Call Me If You Get Lost, where it's like borderline classic. I think
Mr. Morale
just like off season,
because if you look at the whole list, Mr. Morale is
it would be
it's
one of the
just a
weaker
little,
albums.
well,
on there.
not that, but it's just a little too new. Also,
Way too new, I think.
even though like
But
Call
they
Me-
added that one album from last year. What's it called? They had one of the albums they had on there was from like last year. Hold on. Let me
Because Call
see.
Me If You Get Lost was 2021. Even though, again, I'm not.
Oh, Beyonce Renaissance.
Yeah, that is.
That doesn't belong on there. In my opinion.
I think that album is good, but I also think it is slightly.
But you
overrated.
have to also
It is.
look. That fucking shook the world.
It did.
Like it really, outside of like your sphere of what you listen to,
Damn.
it fucking shook the world with people. Like
Call
that
Me-
Renaissance, and now she's doing a country album. That's
Which
a
is
topic
crazy.
for another day. But
Bro, you
Huh.
said Call Me If You Get Lost was 2021.
yeah, I know it blows my mind too.
I remember that day when it dropped. I was literally
Yeah.
hearing.
Yeah, I remember it too.
That
I
didn't
know.
feel like 2021.
You
I felt
were
like
what?
last year.
Yeah, because me and Josh
That
saw him in
sh-
February of 2022. That
Well,
was 2
no.
years ago.
That shit.
Because
flew.
it re-released as like a deluxe, like
Yeah.
what, like a year later?
That
or two?
was,
Yeah.
either early last year or 2022.
The one with the suitcase where he's carrying.
Yeah,
But the actual one was the one
Was
with like an ID.
the ID, and then he re-released
Yeah.
it as he did a deluxe.
Yeah.
Exactly, which as
See, that's what
Which
I'm
I
saying.
have
Even-
the deluxe vinyl somewhere around here.
yeah, I
That's
have
nice.
the deluxe vinyl too for
That's
Call Me
nice.
If You Get Lost.
I don't have the like deluxe version. It's just that cover that they use for the vinyl. I think
That's
it's the
nice.
same.
That's
Yeah,
good
no,
for
it's a very good album. It's a very solid album.
Let people like things, Amer.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm being very nice
anybody-
about Polo G and Yeat. You guys got to be nice about Tyler to me.
So
I don't care
think,
about
I
either
think
of
we, I think we
No,
would all
Tyler's still good though.
we would all kind of agree. I think some of the biggest omissions. I think Coloring Book should absolutely be on there.
I agree with
I
that.
can agree with that.
Absolutely.
I can agree with that.
I don't.
Even if
Bro,
you don't like it, I
it-
think you have to acknowledge how fucking
It's
big
been
it is. Just
we're
like
we're in our
Diamonds.
we're
It's
we're in
why
the,
is
we're
it so
in
good?
year number 9 since that album, and Chance is still wearing the 3 hat.
Yeah.
That's very
Which is
true.
crazy.
That's how like
That's how
that's how
iconic
much
it is.
longevity
It is
it had.
2015. right?
Yeah,
That was
2015.
2016.
2016.
Oh, it was.
That was
Yeah,
the same
no,
year
you're
as
right, yeah.
Jesus, or that was
Yeah.
the same year as Life of Pablo.
Yeah.
Which Life of Pablo, I think, absolutely is better than some.
It's
If
better
you,
than
if you
Coloring
don't
Book.
want to say it's a classic, that's fair. But I do think it's better than some of the albums you deem
Yes.
classic,
Yes.
like Saba's. Again, I think few good things.
That's an interesting. I actually didn't expect that from you. I thought
I
that you
didn't
would
either.
have said that "Care for Me" was above
I think
it.
Saba is easily the worst album on here, and I like that album. I
Well,
just think it's.
Nah, I'll
easily-
still say Roddy Ricch probably did that.
I think if you want to go underground, I think you throw Eve by Rhapsody,
I'd
or
say
I, think,
Solange.
or I think you throw Brick Body Kid Still
I've seen
Daydream
that
by
release.
Open Mike Eagle. If you really want to get weird, let's really fucking get weird. Big Brick Body Kid Still
What's that?
Daydream by Open Mike Eagle is crap.
No, that is a great
that is
album.
a phenomenal album.
Don't even know what that is.
Yeah, yeah. Why is there no Billy Woods on here?
Yeah, bro. Why is there no? Yeah,
What's the one?
I know why there's no Earl on here, but
What's the one Billy Woods album?
fucking like In the Woods. No, I'm just fucking. With
I
you.
forgot what it's called, but anyway,
But no, I think.
Yeah.
I,
it's
I-
not the worst list I've ever
It's
seen.
not. It's not. And I think 30 is about a good number when you're including two genres. 30 divided by 2015 to now, that's 9 years. So you're saying like a classic and a half each year. That makes sense. Like I feel like there's not. Twitter will say there's 4 classics every year, but in reality there's like
There's
one
really like two.
to like like on a good year there's 3 or 4, and on another year there's 0.
Yeah.
And that word classic just gets thrown around.
It gets thrown around way
loosely
too much.
Yeah.
in general.
So I'd like everybody in the comments to let me know what you guys think are some classics. What do you think of this list overall? Do you think it should be more? Do you think it should be less? Do you think there was some omissions? Let me know. Yeah, I don't really have a problem with this. I don't entirely hate it. I would tweak it in the fact of, again, I would put
For
albums
9
like
years,
Blank
it's
Face.
not bad.
I would put Blank Face. I
Overall,
would put Coloring Book.
It's
I would
Yeah.
very much. I was very surprised Swimming wasn't on here. Very
Technically
surprised
8
by that.
years because we're not even.
Yeah, but and like as the
Yeah, technically,
as the resident Max stan, fucking I get if it's not, you know. Like,
I think it's in that again. I think it's in that Mr. Morale. Call me if you get lost. I think it's all that
where,
tier
where
of-
it's like that. It's that gray area
Like,
of
really
like
good.
almost there, but maybe not. But it's a.
It's classic to
I'm
some,
sure-
not to others.
all right, I guarantee it was within consideration.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it's I see. I'm not upset about it not being on there either, because when you look at what the list is, yeah, I mean, Platte, we've gone over a lot of lists over the years. There's been worse.
Yeah.
This is actually surprisingly not that bad.
Shout out to Spotify. I honestly think they did a very solid job.
I think it's not bad.
And I don't think you're ever gonna put out a list that everybody's gonna love.
Yeah. So
No.
Well,
I don't,
yeah,
I don't
that-
think I don't think a list.
it's all opinions at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I don't think a list is. Nobody's ever dropped a list where everybody's like,
Yeah.
that's the truth. Everybody's always gonna argue something. So we'll leave it there. That'll wrap it up for episode 4. I appreciate all of you for tuning in. Once again, this is a Rap Cave podcast. I'm Chris Platte with my guys, Chris, Amer, Adi. We appreciate y'all. Josh off mic who left. Peace.
I don't know where
We'll
you
see
are.
next episode.
Peace out.